très rapide, aller en partie.
Hello everyone, my name is LowCloud8 and today we will be revealing the top 10 RPG turn-based battle systems ever created. Now, this is not a list of historic battle systems that influenced the genre. Final Fantasy IV's ATB bar changed the way RPGs were played, but its influence aside, there have been many better reiterations of the system. Also, we will only be doing one game per series, or if a series battle system stays relatively the same, then one series per slot. With all that out of the way, let's get started. Number 10, the Final Fantasy XIII series. I'll get this out first. I did not like these games. I understand there's a dedicated fan base out there, but they just aren't good. Especially not when compared to other Final Fantasy titles. The characters were dumb, the story was bonkers, and overall it lacked a focus that other titles in the series had. With all that being said, this game is carried by its intricate and fast-paced combat. Final Fantasy XIII uses the ATB bar and lets you select multiple attacks, but what makes this system addictive are the paradigms and the break system. Each character has 3 of 6 paradigms that they can switch to at any time during battle. Paradigms are pretty much classes, with Commando as a DPS, Ravager as a mage, Sentinel as a tank, and Saboteur and Synergist as support. Breaking an enemy comes from attacking it until a meter fills. Once the enemy is broken, it's time to unleash your attack. Whether you're playing 13, 13-2, or Lightning Returns, this battle system is insanely satisfying. Too bad everything else sucked.
I know! It's all my fault.
Number 9, Trails of Cold Steel series. Trails of Cold Steel does not have an innovative battle system. Instead, it takes pretty much every good idea from other games and puts them into one. Similar to Final Fantasy X, you can see the order of attacks and can delay enemies. Similar to Grandia, you can cancel attacks by attacking them first. Similar to Persona, you can do an all-out attack when you crit an enemy. Similar to Chrono Trigger and other RPGs, all your attacks have a radius and don't automatically attack all enemies, making positioning very important. Overall, what Trails of Cold Steel does right is everything. Number 8, Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door. Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door, but we'll just call it Paper Mario 2, has one of the more involved battle systems on this list. Instead of selecting an attack and watching it happen, you have button prompts. Smashing A, wiggling the analog stick, timing your button presses with your jumps, all of these things work beautifully. The partner system also adds a layer to the battle system. Mario and his partner both get a turn. How you use that turn is very important. Will you butt your partner? Will you flip over a Koopa so the next player can do massive damage? The final layer of combat is the crowd, which gives you rewards depending on how flashy and fun your battle is. If you haven't played the Paper Mario series, you are most definitely missing out. Number 7, Radiant Historia. Sometimes battle systems really only need one good gimmick to set them apart from the rest. And that is exactly what Radiant Historia does. This DS, 3DS title made placement of enemies key. Your character's attacks don't just do damage, but every attack can move an enemy on the grid-based battlefield. This gives you a wide range of strategies to employ. If you can gather enemies together on one space, your next attack will hit both of them. If you can get them in a line, then hit them with a devastating magic attack. The battle can be over in just a few turns. Number 6, Chrono Trigger. Nostalgia aside, games are still trying to replicate this masterpiece, including its battle system. From the seamless transition into fighting, to its tech, to the complexity and variety of Chrono Trigger's enemies, this battle system was ahead of its time and in a sense, still is. Having trouble against an enemy? Did you listen to that villager talk about its weakness to lightning? Have all physical attacking party members? Well, you're going to have a hard time against these guys. Seriously, the techs with other party members are so fun. I specifically love how Chrono and Ayla play off each other. Chrono Trigger is a must-play for any RPG fan. Number 5. Shadow Hearts. Shadow Hearts is a tragic game series. There were 4 if you count Kodelka, in total, and each was amazing. Shadow Hearts and Shadow Hearts Covenant were a continuous story set during World War I. Shadow Hearts from the New World was set during the Prohibition era. The games took you all over the world in a gothic anime setting. The battle system is only one of the innovative parts of this game. Shadow Hearts had what was called the Judgment Ring. You would select an attack, but then have to land correctly on the ring in order to determine damage output and accuracy. On top of this, each character had their own unique skills, which made party composition very important. If I'm being honest, I'd my pants if a trilogy remake was announced. Hey, if you like this list so far, why don't you subscribe? Also follow me on Twitter at LowCloudDane. Now back to the list. Number 4. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Now before you jump down my throat, let's observe. Turn-based battle systems usually include selecting attacks and waiting a certain amount of time before that attack can be selected once more. Either way, it's my channel, so deal with it. Xenoblade Chronicles 2's battle system is brilliant. To be honest, I had a hard time choosing between this and Xenoblade Chronicles X, and I would say the only reason X2 came out on top is that overall it is a better game. Xenoblade 2 is awesome. The battle system works kinda like an MMO. You have attacks that have a cooldown, your 3 characters auto-attack, which refills the gauge on your skills. Placement of your characters and timing of the many, and I mean many, different systems involved in battle is key. I could make a whole video on the complexity of this battle system, but just take it from me, it's good. Number 3. Grandia III. Do you want to know why they made an HD remake of the first 2 Grandia games? It wasn't because of its original story or memorable characters, though there is some of that. No, it is because of its innovative battle system. Why they didn't include Grandia III simply blows my mind. Sure, it wasn't the best game in the series, but the battle system was at its peak. Grandia III utilizes something to an almost perfect degree, and that is timed attacks. You can cancel out enemy moves, combo attacks together, and pretty much control the flow of battle. And it feels amazing. If you haven't tried these games, I highly recommend the HD remake on Switch. Number 2. Persona 5. The Persona series took all of the great ideas from the entire library of Shin Megami Tensei series, put them together, then added like a million more awesome things. As influential as Dark Souls has been on that genre, Persona has been on the JRPG genre. That's a sign of a good game. And the turn-based battle system is perfect in Persona 5. They didn't just add in more small details that make it fun, but took old gimmicks like using guns from the first 2 games and added that in as well. But if there was one thing I loved most, it was the layout. Because you could do almost all actions with one press of a button, nearly eliminating menus, it made battles feel exciting and fast-paced. Now before we get to number 1, here are a list of honorable mentions. Digital Devil Saga, Xenoblade Chronicles X, Octopath Traveler, Breath of Fire 4, Resonance of Fate, Super Robot Tyson, OG Saga, Endless Frontier. Number 1. Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE. Now if you're thinking, oh, he's just some weeb fan who thinks this game is underrated, then yeah, you'd be right. But let me tell you, I have played a lot of turn-based RPGs. Hell, I just named off 9 of them. But this one is by far the most entertaining, engrossing, and overall best use of the system I have ever seen. To be honest, the game outside of the battles is lukewarm at best. The Popstar theme is dumb and it was heavily censored in America. But nothing will prepare you for this game. It's like all 9 games I talked about in this list came together and had the perfect child. Elements of both Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem are seen here, but it feels like its own thing. Nintendo would forever have my loyalty if they ported this game to the Switch, uncensored with all previous DLC. It's not going to happen, but I wish it would. And that's my list. I hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know what I missed in the comments below, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe.